Stream is paused.
It's not paused.
That's what it says.
For you it is, not for them.
Right. I'm talking about for me, obviously. It is so quiet when we're not talking.
We got music playing.
I know. I'm just talking about between me and you. What we hear,
Oh yeah.
it's like it's disconnected. It's so quiet.
You're like, what's going on here? I was gonna mention your headphones, but I don't want to mention it. I want to keep my mouth shut.
What do you mean, the cord?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. We're not on Shadow. That issue happens on Shadow.
Oh, that's right. Even better.
What's up, fellers and ladies? Thanks for joining. It's gonna be a wonderful night. We're gonna be letting the cat out of the bag, if you know what I'm saying. And if you don't, then learn. You know what I mean? Get ahead of the curve.
Do they know what you mean, Ryan?
Most people know what I mean, but if they don't, they need to learn. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. They don't know how this whole friendship pecking order thing works, do they? If you're going to be friends with Ryan, you got to know what he's talking about.
What he means, yep. When I say you know what I mean, you have to know what I mean.
He doesn't subscribe to doing second explanations. One and done.
I will do another explanation if I get to put it in a way that kind of demeans you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's all about demeaning people. But he's a happy guy, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll lift you up in the end and make you forget that I demeaned you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of, a little twisted.
Yeah, he's twisted in the head. He's kind of got that Australian look going, matey.
Are we about ready to start this thing? I've got the Mexican and the Italian. The kind of Mario. You know how Mario never quite looked Italian? Kind of looked like a Mexican Italian? That's what's going on. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this.
All right. Then let's do this.
Why not do this? 3, 2, 1. This episode is brought to you by Click Gaming, a freelance esports tournament company based out of Oklahoma. If you're located in the U.S. and need esports services, this is the ultimate gaming company for you. Contact Johnny Weaver at icychiller@att.net. That's ICYCHILLER. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
I'm an evil genius.
Can you say that one more time?
I'm an evil genius.
I'm practicing my golf swing.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. I'm here with
Big Daddy Ryan.
Maddox.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. And this is episode 64, guys. We're hunterless.
Yep.
Yep.
Got a little breathing space in here. You know what I mean? Feel like I got some room.
A little bit more. You stretch out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hunter is, he's bought him a new house and doing the whole closing thing and going to be moving some stuff. So this week was really busy for him. So no hunt here for this episode, but that's okay. Because you've got Ryan and you've got me.
Right. So you've got the best, you know?
Yeah. The best of the best.
Obviously, Hunter would say the same thing. If he was here, he'd say, oh, well, you've got the best. Probably not, because he's not as much of a jerk as I am. But
it's true.
You got the best. So we can do without him.
Yeah. Oh, tonight's going to be fun. We've got some stories. We got some freebies. Right, Ryan? You brought the freebies?
Yes. A few of them.
Only a few.
Yeah. The usual, like 20 or 30.
Oh, that's good.
Including the ones that aren't free because they're underpaid subscription. Limited, but not, what do they say? What do they say?
It's exclusive, like your premium content that you're getting from them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Including, but not limited to. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Hey, you know what happened? We're just going to go off and just go into Storyland. We usually don't do it because Ryan says I'm somewhat of a jerk and shut down stories. So we're just going to go with it here. So I was playing World of Warcraft. Don't tell anybody. But I was doing the World of Warcraft life in the living room. So what I do right now, guys, is I use Parsec to connect up to my gaming PC from my laptop. And then I can hang out in the living room with the kiddos and the wife and catch up on some daily quests that I've been wanting to do on WoW, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so we're just going to veg out on the couch and Daddy does some quests. No big deal. Well, so it's directly connected. So if you guys have never done Parsec, that also means that I have control on the laptop, but the main computer, the gaming computer, you can still control it from there. So what happened was I'm playing, and then all of a sudden I get GDFB, GGC, just all this text just flying up into the chat, and my brain's like really confused because I forget.
That you're on Parsec.
Right.
Yeah.
And I realize, oh no, my daughter's in there playing games on my computer.
Yep.
So I get up, run in there, of course, chase her out of the computer room, aka
just
the
hit her a
closet.
couple times. Yeah.
No, I didn't hit her.
Oh, okay.
Wanted to, but I didn't. I try not to strike out of anger. But anyway,
you're a bad dad for even wanting to.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's all right. I'll take your judgment. Anyway, so I get back to the couch and my wife is like crying, laughing, just tears rolling. And I'm mad. I'm still mad. Claire thinks it's funny. She's laughing about it, right? I'm like, what's so funny? She goes, ha! I never seen you move so fast in my life. Like literally the fastest you ever moved. So she called me fat and that it was funny that I had to get up and, get the child. So there's some gaming dad fun right there for you.
That's funny because a lot of times the first time people go fishing with me and a pole gets a bite, I'm so quick out of that chair and across like rocks and boulders, like bow, and I'm on it, and they're just like sitting there like shocked, like, I didn't even know you could move like that, Ryan. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm huge. No, I've just never seen you. No, I know exactly what you mean. Don't try to change it now.
Exactly. Well, they try to be nice about it. No, there's no nice to that.
Yeah. You wouldn't say that to a skinny guy who you've never seen move fast. It's clearly a fat joke.
Yep. So how about you and your kids? Is Rory playing anything? Playing any games? Anything like that going on?
No, she's kind of been off the Minecraft. She just now started playing it again on PC a little bit. But it's beautiful weather, so she's out playing in the yard a lot more this time of year. We've been going to the creek, doing some fishing. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of fishing, catching some big mammer jammers. If you guys aren't from Oklahoma, but you do know what a catfish is, I grew up in California. We catch catfish out there. Biggest catfish I ever caught growing up was like 5.5 pounds. That's a big one. Last week, I caught 2 over 40 pounders, just to put it in perspective. Those are like freshwater sharks around here. So
they're huge.
They were beastly, and they put a lot of meat in the freezer for this whole Corona pandemic.
Yep. Caught it just in time for the state to open back up.
Yeah.
That's right, though. You'll have fish for days.
Oh yeah, it's not about the state opening up. It's about my wallet opening up.
Yeah. Now, did you noodle? Did you go noodling, or that was a pole catch, right?
One was on a pole
specify.
and one was on what's called a bank line.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So either way,
Noodling.
skill was involved.
Yeah, noodling starts. I mean, even if you're noodling, skill is involved because it takes some cojones and stuff to do it. But that starts in a couple weeks.
That's called crazy.
People start noodling in a couple weeks, and I did find an amazing spot for noodling.
Oh boy!
So I'm pretty excited.
Well, guys, Ryan won't be on the gaming streams anymore. He will be
I'll
on the
still
podcast,
be on.
hopefully. Oh man. Well, with that said, I need some news in my life that is, exciting.
And gaming related, hopefully.
It usually is with me. Leaks for Geeks. All right, guys, it's time for the leaks for the geeks, the news for the dudes. Were you able to get that sound feed, Ryan? You were not, right? You're still not able to hear the music?
No, I can if I were to unmute the Discord stream that I'm watching, but then I would also hear your talking doubled all the time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
We'll figure it out.
Yep, one of these days. Well, the first thing on the news that we're going to talk about, guys, is Amazon is releasing a game that I did not know about.
I did hear about this,
Okay.
And so it's very interesting.
Yeah. So I guess Amazon has had a line of games for like your Android app and their version of iPads and things like that, or tablets,
right.
I guess is what they're called, that they've done, kind of like Apple has their games that they do. But Amazon is now officially getting involved in what you would call gaming, what we consider true gaming in a sense. The game we're talking about is called Crucible. It's going to be a new free-to-play PC game from Amazon's original game development arm, and launching later this month. The e-commerce giant announced Tuesday it's Amazon Game Studios' first big-budget original game, as we said. And like we said, they've mostly been doing tablets, Androids, since back, I think, since 2012. The game is going to be a sci-fi third-person shooter that mixes together a bunch of popular game designs, including components of team shooters like Blizzard's Overwatch, battle arena games like Valve's Dota 2, and battle royale hits like Epic Games' Fortnite and Respawn's Apex Legends. I always want to call that Apex Legends, but it's not.
Now, I think if I remember right, when I first came across some information on that, I can't remember the exact companies, but basically Amazon is not starting from scratch. So a lot of people would go, Amazon making an Xbox game and it's supposed to be a big budget game. They have, in Amazon fashion, just like Google would do the same, or any of these big companies, they have swallowed up some upcoming small companies that are already game developing companies and wrapped them under their wings, if you want to put it in a nice way. They gave them a lot of money to become Amazon.
They gave him that new game development team status.
Yep. There you go. So these guys are, they're already doing what they're doing. They're just doing it now with a bigger budget and under the name of Amazon. So I can't remember. I think it's actually 2 or 3 different companies that were bought by Amazon to combine and make the Amazon gaming company. Actually, I'm trying to remember if they're still doing it or if they were just going to do it. One of the reasons they are getting into making games is Amazon has also been dabbling with the idea of making a console and competing with the PlayStation and the Xbox. And I can't remember if they dropped that or not, but I remember last year we read an article, beginning of last year, I think we read an article talking about that was teasing that they're talking about maybe making a console that's a few years out. So we might actually look into that for another episode just so we would know. But I do think I know it was in their plans. I don't know if it's dropped and they just went to game development or if this game coming out is evidence that they're sticking with it.
They're getting into that market.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Crucible will feature a roster of different characters with specific abilities. Amazon isn't calling them heroes, though. And there's going to be 3 distinct game modes to the game. And it's going to have a touch of competitive gaming's biggest genres. The first mode is going to be called Heart of the Hives. This will be a 4 versus 4 mode pitting 2 teams against AI-controlled enemies. Kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. And then the second mode is going to be called Alpha Hunters, which will put 8 teams of 2 against one another in a Battle Royale style contest, with the last team standing declared the winner. And then the last mode will be called Harvester Command. This sounds a bit like Dota 2 and League of Legends by putting 2 teams of 8 up against one another in a contest to collect, quote, essence and level up your characters mid-game. So it's going to have kind of a leveling up process. They say here the big difference is that Crucible is created by the company that owns Twitch, which may offer it some marketing advantages, and its creators seem to be targeting casual players as well as competitive ones, while Valorant is strictly catering to the competitive crowd. Crucible is also launching later this month, while Valorant won't be out until later in the summer.
I didn't realize it was coming out that quickly.
That is
that's a soon release. Mm-hmm.
Yep. They also have another game in development called New World, which is going to be like an MMO game.
Okay.
And it's due to release in August. And little else is known right now about the title.
That automatically makes me think of Second Life. New World.
Mm-hmm.
Like the name makes me think of Second Life.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that New World title and see what it looks like. But, boy, that's kind of a stretch on both sides, though. I mean, when you think about they're going shooter and they're going to go into an MMO space.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Not just that, to see them try to capture casual gamer and competitive gamer with one game in your first game. Hopefully they're not pulling a Google Stadia, because it kind of sounds like it just right off the bat. Sounds like they're, reaching for the moon and then never making a second landing like America didn't.
Nah.
Yeah.
I like how you threw that in there. Ryan does not believe in the moon landing, is what he's telling you.
No, I'm just saying I'm confused. That's all.
Yeah. We're all confused. This day and age, we're all confused, my friend. But there you go. So Amazon is getting into the gaming space. It's going to be interesting to see if they're successful or not. Hopefully, like Ryan said, they don't pull a Google Stadia and wet the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's about double down on what you're good at or what you think is going to work, right? Mm-hmm. It's just hopefully they don't bite off too much more than they can chew when it comes to, because I think you're right, when it comes to games, first impression, you can't fix the first impression. If it comes out broken, doesn't matter how much you update it, people move on.
Yeah, a company can come back from a bad first game. A game can't come back from a bad first impression. That just almost never happens.
And I would say it's their first game, right? So if they fail at that, it's a double whammy.
Right.
I mean, if you look at that, you would say Fallout 76, although there is a community there and the game's still making some money, right? Mm-hmm. It's not nearly as big as it could have been or should have been. Mm-hmm. Or other games like, I forgot the one last year that came out by, who was that by? Was that EA? It wasn't Destiny, but it was kind of like Destiny.
The one that was horrible?
Yeah, I forget the name of it now.
Yeah, I want to say that was EA when we were talking about it. Yep.
We've talked about it several times last year, but I've slept since then. But moving on, we've talked recently about sports games that we like and dislike, and this is one of the ones we had. I know me and Hunter had a conversation about on the podcast, and I don't remember if you were a fan of them or not, but we all have played the game Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Yes.
The old Tiger Woods games.
Had a blast on it.
Okay.
Loved it.
That's why I couldn't remember if you liked them or not. Well, some good news.
I only played one way back in the day. but I remember I played the piss out of it.
Oh yeah,
And
super
it might have
fun.
been the very first one. I can't remember. It was just
I've always
really
loved them.
good.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get to play with your friends.
Yep.
You can even create a character and go into career mode if you wanted, like
Mm-hmm.
all that cool stuff. Well, we got some news. Golf 2K21 is going to be coming out.
Really?
A verified Twitter account called PGA Tour 2K released a 17-second preview of PGA Tour 2K21.
Interesting.
And the account says full details on the game will be coming May 14th. The official PGA Tour Twitter account retweeted the announcement shortly thereafter. The preview.
Now, just so you guys know, neither me nor Clint are into golfing in real life. It's kind of something growing up. We're anti-golfers as
Right.
wrestlers. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a non-sport.
Yeah.
Even though I don't necessarily believe that anymore, the game is still fun. It's one of those things. It's just a different kind of, and I'm sure people are like, well, if you like golfing on the game, you'll like it in real life. I get it. I just letting you guys know we've never really done it. We're not those guys who go golfing on the weekend. That's not us.
And we're not good at golfing either.
Yeah.
We'll go to the driving range and have a blast, but
that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's like chase your ball, no, because we're going to be chasing our ball all day long, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Oh, he went there. The preview features the famous Island Green 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass. Don't know where that's at. And we're so excited for the potential game that we'll overlook the ball being teed up, driver height of 130-ish yard shot. Don't know what that means. But hey, this is from golfdigest.com. It's official. They tweeted out.
My question is this. Is golf still like a big thing? Because golf wasn't really that big of a thing until Tiger Woods came around. And then it's like they just found a way to promote it in a different way that people who used to never cared or paid any attention to golf at least kind of knew what was going on in the golf community, right? Because it was like, this guy is a phenom, it's almost like a superstar. Like, when do you hear about a superstar golfer, right? That was the first time in my life it was ever that way. And of course, that might have just been the age that we were at when he came around. I don't know. So is golf still really popular right now? Like, it still gets that kind of attention, or kind of Tiger Woods was like the guy and now that's gone?
I think Tiger Woods would be an example of a golden age, right? It was like a good time to be alive and like the sport.
Right.
I think that's where you're at. I think golf would kind of fall into the category of like pro wrestling, or sometimes even UFC at this point. I mean, UFC is still big, right? It's still moving right along, but it's not, doesn't seem near as huge as it was back in the heyday when we were young, when you had.
But sometimes you don't know if that's because you're not into it like you used to be quite as much, because it feels that way until I start watching it again, and then I'm hooked and I'm watching who's up and coming, and I'm watching, and it seems just as big.
But
you know
I
mean
mainstream. There was a time there when UFC first went to the pay-per-view format.
Yeah.
And Dana White had taken over, and you had Forrest Griffin, you had the French guy, you had Brock went over there, you had and
that's when they were having all the Ultimate Fighter series was going. I don't know if that's still going. Yeah, it was a big deal. I get it. It was a craze.
Right. So I feel the same way with golf.
I mean, even if you look before then, you got like your Tank Abbotts and some of these guys that were like kind of like legends before the legendary. You know what I mean?
Dan Severn, Shamrock, all those guys. Yeah. But I'm saying big stream as far as in the news a lot. I feel like Tiger was always in the news, and then he's gone and not near as much.
So that hype is gone. Obviously, it's still a big sport, just like any other sport. That's just like baseball's gone through phases like that, right? When Barry Bonds and
I think baseball's a good example. Perfect example.
Yeah, when Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire were fighting for that home run championship and all doped up, or supposedly, allegedly doped up, right? That was all over everything. Like, all of a sudden, everybody knew about baseball. That's how it was for Tiger Woods when he was in golf. Yeah. And so now I go, does that automatically make golf a little less fun because less people relate to it? Like, is it less sellable? Does it have less of an audience? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I would have never thought about buying a golf game, except for when Tiger Woods was around. I had a slight interest in golf. Right. Exactly.
Tiger Woods. Yeah. I get that. There's also that old big boy. What's his name? He just goes out there, smokes, and swings. I forget what his name is now.
Oh, is he one of those guys? He's like breaking the mold of your golfer. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't care about golfer
Yeah, like he's not all dressed up. He goes out.
stereotypes.
Yeah, he goes out there with a polo untucked, just or whatever.
Really,
Wears like an American flag pants.
really.
Yeah, just
I'm
goes
gonna have
out
to
there.
check him out. Okay.
He's older.
I
I think
like
he's retired now, but he used to just go out there and drive that sucker. Just go out there
Huh.
and party and have fun.
Give it a Happy Gilmore.
Yep. Oh, well, moving on from golf, we've got some new consoles coming out in the near future.
Sure
And
do.
one of those consoles is the Xbox Series X, which is going to be awesome, right? Well, we got some good news for you. Every upcoming Xbox Series X game from Microsoft that's planned for the console's launch will also be available for Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Yes.
So,
I don't know if you guys understand what he's saying there. The new Xbox Game Pass is the deal where you can get it with your PC too, which means you can have your little, what do they call that? They call it your Xbox Companion, right? That you're connected with on the PC, and you can play the Game Pass games. And it was really cheap. I don't know if it still is, but it was $4.99. We talked about that. It's because it's still beta. And you can play and get all the same games you would get if you had the Xbox version of it. Now they're saying all of the new games that are coming out with the console, that would be some exclusives and things like that. We were hoping that they're going to be on PC, because really, what's the difference now? They're kind of trying to transition Microsoft as Microsoft.
Right.
It's kind of like we said, the new Xbox is kind of a gaming PC. That's kind of how they're trying to portray it. And so if that's the case, I think that's perfect. I mean, that would suck if some of those games, I mean, they're seeing a lot of people are going to PC. So yeah, you're going to be able to play those. Now, you won't be able to play those titles anywhere else though, right, Clint? You'll have to get them through
just
the
on
Game
PC.
Pass.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to be a member of the Game Pass to get it.
You can't just jump on Steam and get them. So
But
they've
that
kind of
doesn't
figured out a little niche there.
That doesn't mean you have to. The good thing is that mean you have to have the Xbox Series X. It just means they're going to be supporting that rollover. Now, if you, I don't know, we don't know that they didn't confirm you'll get it the same day, right?
Right.
It may come out on the Xbox Series X first, and maybe you get it comes to the Game Pass later once they can integrate it in. But
I don't think so. I'll have to find the article, but I had seen an article, and I think it was basically saying the release games will come out on release day.
Okay,
with the same day as the Xbox X. The ones that are coming out with it will also come out on PC that same day.
Did Microsoft say that, or is the article saying that?
It was saying that Microsoft said that. I'd have to find the article, but I'm like 98% sure on that one.
Okay. I'm not sure because the article I read says that they didn't confirm it.
Okay.
So, yours may
so
be
we'll see. We'll see, guys.
Let us know. But they do say here Microsoft said that for PC players, we plan to support community by making all our major releases at launch available with Xbox Game Pass for PC. This is going to be including Halo Infinite, Wasteland 3, Minecraft Dungeons, and of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
See, it just said at launch in the article you just read. Isn't that what that means? We're going to make them available at launch for PC. That means the day they come out. Am I reading that wrong?
I think they're saying they're at launch titles. I think these are their at launch titles. Because then later,
I get what you're saying.
Later
I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because later the article goes into specify that they think that it may not.
I might have read it wrong the exact same way, the way I just heard it just now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see why you would think that out of that. But we'll confirm as soon as we find out on that though. But still, either way, you're getting it, and you don't have to have the Xbox Series X. That's good news out of that. We've also got some news from EA. EA has actually confirmed that its upcoming games for the current generation will be able to be upgraded free to run on the next generation hardware, most likely the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Speaking in an earnings call to shareholders and press, Electronics Arts COO Blake Jorgensen said that this year the phasing includes the effect of revenue recognition from the games we are launching for the current generation of consoles that can also be upgraded free for our next generation. And while
nice.
So there's not a lot of details as far as how soon you'll be able to do that as far as with the consoles go. But that's some more good news from EA. From some of these companies, I like this because it puts you in this weird position now. I feel like when you had the jump from PS3 and Xbox 360, when you jumped up to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, the graphics were still pretty good on the other two, right? So it wasn't. Right. It was at this weird spot where I was like, well, I still like my 360, but I can see the graphics. I feel like now,
yeah, but they were never like pushing the potential when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
The early releases were never hugely different from the most recent last console games.
Mm-hmm.
So I get exactly what you're saying. It kind of gave you that, is it worth the upgrade feel?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so now I feel like that's even more because now games just look phenomenal. And so even if you jump up to that next level, it's going to look phenomenal, but only for your minor details. And so then at that point you start thinking, well,
a lot of people don't realize when it's going to look extra phenomenal is when you're playing on 4K, 120 frames per second with HDR.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not playing 4K, 120 frames per second with HDR, it's not going to produce a better 1080p picture. Not much better, right?
Mm-hmm.
The actual game itself, the game developers can come up with some better graphics. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to how it's presenting on your screen, you're not going to see the kind of difference you think you're going to see if you don't have a display to handle the freaking super high output that your console's putting.
It's like if you're sitting at home and you 4K a video on your PC, you do a YouTube 4K on your HD screen. You're not going to see the fine details because it's your monitor can't produce
it's
it.
down converting it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got my stream is paused on my end, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
You're good. I did pull up the PC Game Pass beta. It is still beta, and it is still $4.99. First month is only $1 right now. So if that's something that's got you guys interested, you want to check it out, jump on there, see what games it's got. You can check all that stuff out before buying it and know exactly kind of what you're looking at getting. We also do an update like we will be doing today on all the free games and subscription, quote, free games that you're going to be getting at the beginning of every month on our podcast, first podcast of the month. And so we call that Freebie Farm, and that'll be coming on the list of things today.
Yep. And the final news that I have here for us is Skater XL is going to be dropping on PC and console in July. So this is kind of a Tony Hawk style endeavor, seems like. Skater XL has been in Steam Early Access since late 2018, but it officially dropped on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on July 7th is the release.
Seems like it's been a long time since a purposefully high-budget, well-put-together skateboard game has been out, in my opinion. Yeah. I haven't played any or come across any really since Skate. You know, we had what's it called back in the day, Tony Hawk, and then we had Skate. And since then, there's nothing that comes to mind.
No, not that I can think of.
This has got some pretty good reviews and following, though.
It says here that the highly anticipated skate game, which maps the skaters' left and right feet onto each respective joystick, will be available for digital download on all platforms. There will be a limited physical copies at select retail locations for both the PS4 and Xbox One. Not only can you skate some of the famous spots in the new downtown LA map, but you'll be able to do it at some of the best pro skaters of today. Do it with some of the best pro skaters of today: Tom Asta, Tiago Lemons, Evan Smith, and Brandon Westgate. Or if you're into it, you'll create a wild-looking custom skater and take on the skate tour through Southern California.
Nice.
It also says here that Skater XL spent so long in Steam Early Access that developer Easy Day Studios had a ton of player feedback and custom apps to examine, which helped streamline its downtown LA build. The full game will still support mods on the PC, so if you're looking to skate a picture-perfect recreation of small Russian town, go for it. I guess there's a Russian mod. So there you go.
That's cool.
Yep.
I like the mod direction that things are going. I think it really helps the community and it helps the game developers too. It's almost like I mean, it's really for like free testing, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and free
Content.
exploration of holes and content. Yeah.
Yep.
Brings people back, things they didn't even have to put money or time in to develop.
Yep.
Keeps people on their game. And so I think it's a interesting direction we're going. Used to things were like, only a few games would allow that kind of stuff. And now you're seeing more and more and more because we've seen so many real good, high quality mainstream games that originated as mods.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about DayZ. We know that one's a kind of a holy game in the sense of it's never really been smooth. But there's all kinds of other games that have come out of mod games that
Dota,
are epic.
We know that Dota came from Blizzard, from their games.
Yep.
So, yep. Well,
that's cool.
Yep, that's all I've got on the news, but we do have some other news we wanted to talk about tonight. Our sponsor, Click Gaming, they don't just put on tournaments for other people. They also host their own tournaments. They collaborate with some other companies as well and are putting on online tournaments.
Yeah, specifically online because of the coronavirus stuff. They've really stepped up how many tournaments they do, and they're really active. Them and Game Gym, which is a company they've kind of partnered up with to an extent, and are helping run their tournaments too. There's quite a few tournaments to join right now, and most of them are free. So we kind of wanted to give you guys an opportunity to hear about it, and you can join from anywhere because it's online. Doesn't matter if you're one of our listeners, you can join. You can play and win money, even though it's free to enter.
Yep, and also Game Sharks is part of that. They're also doing tournaments as well. So it's this collaboration of companies and people who are passionate about esports games that are getting in there and making it happen for the community. And some, we obviously know Click Gaming has been big here in Oklahoma with hooking us up with these tournaments, these events, and also charity events. So it's been awesome. But do you have the list you wanted to talk about, Ryan, on some of the tournaments that you have coming up?
I've got the Game Gym list pulled up. I can run down those first, and then we can jump over to the Click Gaming page and run down theirs.
Let's do that.
Okay. You guys can click on it too. You can go to Game Gym. This is going to be on Battlefly, which if you know about any kind of like online gaming, it's basically a hosting site for these tournaments. You can go to battlefly.com and basically, what did I say? Yeah. Battlefly. Battlefly, not fly.
He doesn't have his glasses on, folks.
I don't actually. I should have grabbed them. Battlefy.com, and you can jump on there and check it out. It's going to be, I think it's / Game Gym on one, on the Game Gym ones, and then / Click Gaming for the Click Gaming ones. And then you can find these lists yourself and kind of double check them because you're probably not going to remember them, but we're going to read some of them off just so you kind of know what we're talking about. They do big prizes on some tournaments, and some tournaments do cost to enter that have, bigger cash prizes. But the ones we're going to run down today are free to enter just for fun. And a lot of them are pretty laid back. We're not talking about top level pros and stuff like that. This is just a gaming community and just trying to connect people in a new way. So you got the first one is going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1v1. That's a free to enter tournament with a $20 prize. That is on May 9th at 2:00 Eastern time. Well, let me say EDT. That's Eastern time, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then that's 14-player tournament. Just so you guys have an idea, it's not, you don't have to go down freaking 100 people to win $20. It's a 14-player tournament. Valorant, yes, they are already doing tournaments for Valorant. This one's a $100 prize, still free to enter. Okay, it's a 5v5 tournament for Valorant. Pre-made teams. That basically means you need to set up your teams ahead of time. They need to be built. It's not going to be where you get there, you sign in, and then they're going to partner. Yeah, they're not just going to mash you up. You got to have teams that are pre-made. And it's going to be 25 teams. The winner takes $100. It's free to enter. And
is
that's
that
at
the max, or is that the
May
amount
10th.
of people in it?
It says participants, 25 teams.
Okay. I didn't know if that's tracking. Like it's tracking.
Say it again.
How many? I didn't know if that's tracking how many people are in the tournament at this point.
No, I don't think so. I think that's how many they want to have in it. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see here. Let's scan through a couple of these and see if there's anything that seems out of place.
I see one on Click Gaming where it's 0 teams. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, you're
thinking,
right. There's one on
that's how
here.
many in.
There's one
Hey,
on here that says 3 teams.
yep,
You're right.
yep. Hey, Johnny, I see in the chat there. We did not do the Discord tonight on your end because we could not get it to work with Ryan. So we'll have to get with you after the podcast.
Johnny, you didn't give us complete access, man, and you're fired. That's why. But we are still trying Discord tonight, and I like it. It sounds
He
good.
says on that tournament it's 32 max, currently 25. There you go.
Okay. And I don't see the max listed on here, so you guys have to forgive me on that. Anyways, the next one's Rocket League 2v2. That's got a $10 prize. It's free to enter. That's May 16th at 2 o'clock. Then you've got NBA 2K20. It's a $5 prize, 1v1. That is on the 17th at 2 o'clock. Fortnite 2v2. That is going to be, let's see, May 23rd, 2020. Okay. That's a $20 prize. Rocket League 3v3. That's a $15 prize. That's on May 30th. And then we've got the NBA 2K again. It's a $5 prize, 1v1. And that's going to be May 31st. So, I mean, they've just got these. You're talking about pretty much every weekend there's a couple tournaments.
And it's a free chance to make a little money while playing some competitive games.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't make money, it's a good way to kind of see, hey, is there a chance that I could have a little fun and make some money? Mm-hmm. Or am I as bad as these delirious dads and I really just need to stay non-competitive? Now, we may join one that's over on Click Gaming. Yep. It's called Paper Rock Shotgun. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's free to enter. It's called Rock Paper Shotgun.
Paper Shotgun, yeah.
Roulette $50 prize. This is going to be held May 10th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right now, there's currently 12 players in that one. And how that works, Johnny kind of explained it to me. It sounds fun. All participants line up in a big circle, right? I guess you wouldn't line up. You'd circle up. And you would put one player in the center. And then they just spin around until they say stop, right? And then you just pull your trigger, shoot the shotgun, and whoever the shot lands and kills, that person's eliminated. And nice. You do this until there's only one person standing. And then at that point, I think the last two, what he said is you walk away from each other and then turn and shoot. So
okay.
At the
like
end,
old Western style?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the winner takes the prize. So
right.
he said we should join that one, Ryan.
Except for even if we make it to the end, it takes a little bit of skill on the last one and we still lose.
Yeah. True.
Hey, unless we end up against somebody else who lucked into that position too,
True.
Who sucks as bad as I do.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Sucks as bad as you do. Well, some of the other tournaments that Click Gaming has listed as well, they've got a Fortnite free to enter 1v1 build fight tournament. That's going to be a $5 prize. That's May 8th, 2020, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've got some Call of Duty here. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare's free to enter 1v1 gunfight. That's going to be a $10 prize. Also, we got the free to enter Rocket League tournament. That's going to be 2v2. You're going to be looking at $20 prize. That's going to be pre-made teams.
We're going to put these links on our Facebook, guys, because obviously we're naming off a bunch of tournaments, and our point is here, there's all kinds of everything if you want to try something. Johnny said there's going to be every Saturday, Sunday through August. So you just jump in and have some fun. If you miss one this weekend, jump in next weekend. We'll put these links up on the Facebook page, and you can click right on them. They'll also be posted with the podcast, so you can check it out. Not to interrupt you, Clint. I just want to let people know we are running through these kind of fast, but it's because there's tons of them.
Oh yeah.
Johnny, if you're still watching, which I don't know if you are, but if you are, I did see one on the Discord that was listed. It had bigger prize, $1,000 prize. Is that one that's already passed? And how often do you do those bigger ones? And are they usually free, or do those ones cost? You may throw an answer back if you have the time, and I'll throw it out while we're doing the show.
Yep. And they also have a Madden 20 tournament going on. Click Gaming does. It's going to be free to enter, $10 prize, and it's going to be 1v1, and that's going to be held May 17th, 2020. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Sweet.
And then we got a Halo tournament that's going to be Halo 2 doubles, Team Slayer, $20 prize. You have to have pre-made teams for that one. That's going to be May 23rd, 2020. That's going to be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have Apex Legends. It's going to be an Xbox One only tournament.
Okay.
It's free to enter. It's going to be 3v3s, pre-made teams, May 24th, 2020, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we have down here Valorant. It will be a free to enter $100 prize. You're going to be doing 5v5. You have to have pre-made teams. And that's going to be May 30th, 2020. And that's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Johnny just responded to me. He said that one for $1,000 has already passed, but that will not be the last one. Those are sponsored events, and that's why the prizes are so big. And they're going to planning on and trying to figure out other ones for the future right now. And even bigger is coming in the plans, bigger prizes than 1,000. I don't know. He didn't say whether that's still free to enter or not. You missed one of my 4 questions I shot at you there, Johnny. What's your problem?
Hey, I forgot one more little tournament here that's on. This is May 16th.
Okay.
We've got the Fortnite 2v2.
Okay.
It's a free to enter $20 prize. Pre-made teams, May 16th, 2020, 6 p.m.
Now, Johnny, if you're still here, question number 5, is there an age restriction? Or can kids just jump in and play these games and win them a quick 20? Because that'd be fun. You know, we got we're dads on here on the podcast, but we have kids. That's what makes us dads. Don't know if you guys knew that. But those of us who have dads who play some Fortnite or Rocket League, and there's some skilled little kids out there because they are just like Johnny's kid. Can they jump in and win some money?
Yep, he's currently typing in, so we'll see what he says. I think most of the ones they've been posting lately are pretty much all ages, though, from what I've gathered from the post. But that is a good question. Very valid.
Some pay to enter, some free. He said right now they're working with the Thunder for another event, which they did a real, in-person event recently with Thunder. Was a great event. And they're also working with the Army right now to figure out an event to do. So those will be 2 of the bigger sponsor events. Yep. He said his daughter is going to be in the 2v2 Fortnite event. So yes, if you have kids that want to win some cashola, they can.
Yep.
So that'll be awesome.
Awesome. Well, we'll continue to stay up on this and try to keep you guys up on what's going on those esports companies, tournaments. They kind of keep us in the loop on what's going on, and we think it's a great thing. It's kind of a world we never knew existed. So you'll have to forgive our ignorance sometimes when it comes to esports, because we're totally new to the world of esports as far as the online gaming and all that. So.
Yeah, we're not new to its existence. We're new to the rate at which it's grown in the last 5 years and evolved. And so we're excited about the kind of evolution it's having.
Like we're not used to setup of tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
But soon we'll be masters, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of masters, I need the master of Freebie to let me know what kind of deals I got.
Deals on wheels for days, okay? Days and days and days. We're over here at Metacritic, guys. Same place I go.
All games are free, half off, and 70% off the price of free.
Oh, I forgot.
Games may
See, I can't see.
Time gating, and in-game ads before, during, and after gameplay. No refunds will be permitted for child purchases.
Hey, Johnny called you a noob, just so you know.
Yeah, he was calling us both noobs. Nibs. Anywho, I've got a new streaming setup, so I'm seeing my cameras differently than usual. And I should have took the cue that when my beautiful face got off of the stream setup, that meant there was a transition happening. But for some reason, it didn't click. Like it actually meant like I was free to talk, which is the complete opposite. So thank you, and bear with me. Okay, so free today from the Freebie Farm, Metacritic. Why I use Metacritic? Because they seem to be the most up to date, and they can put it all in one place. It's easy to find. If you guys ever want to find it yourself, check it out. Metacritic.com keeps an ongoing list of games and free periods, start to ends, as soon as they're determined or closed or canceled or announced. There's a few things here and there that you can get on some of the Play stores like Epic and things like that don't always pop up on here, and we try to catch those too. But in general, this gets them. Okay, so we got our first part of the list here is the free for everyone list. I don't like the way that's worded. It should be called free for those who don't pay for a subscription list. But it's not necessarily free for everyone. It may be on one thing and not the other, like PC versus PS4. So it's not really free for everyone. Okay, first you've got Evil Genius. This is a strategy game. It's got a 75 rating, and it's free as of today or 2 days ago if you're listening non-live. And it's going to stay free to be announced. We don't know what day that's going to close. Usually that means for about a month in most cases. And then you've got, I'm guessing that's Deuce X Go. Am I crazy?
Deuce X, yeah.
Okay, Deuce X Go. That's an iOS game. It's free right now. It's a strategy game. And yes, there are some Apple games that pop up on here in the free for everybody. They're usually kind of not your little throwaway games. They're bigger games. This is an 81 on the Metacritic rating, so pretty decent little strategy game for free. Another PC game is called Amnesia: The Dark Descent. If you're listening, it's only free through today. And I've got one more that I'm going to mention that'll be over today, and the rest will be continued on. That is Crashlands. Crashlands is also a PC game. It's an action RPG game, and it's on the Epic Game Store along with Amnesia. And so if you're listening live today, go ahead and click it. You don't have to download it. If you're interested in either one of those games, that's what I do. I just go ahead and purchase it, and I'll be doing that when the show ends tonight. And then if I ever decide I want to check out that game, I've got it. So that's what I recommend you guys do.
And the date of the recording is May 6th.
May 6th. Yep. And so if you're listening to us, on our normal release date, it's already gone. But we do have some people listening live, so I'm letting them know that too. Okay, so now you've got to May 10th, okay, on these next few is the Pac-Man, basically on everything. It's on Xbox One, it's on PlayStation 4 and PC. You got Pac-Man Championship Edition. And so that's on Steam. We should definitely download that tonight while it's free. It's going to be free through the 10th. So even if you're listening on Friday to our release, it's still free for a couple days. Same thing on Steam. You don't have to download it and allocate space. Just click purchase. It's free. And then you have it in your library and you can download it whenever you want.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay. Get her done.
Pac-Man Championship.
That's what I do when you guys are talking about stuff and I'm in the middle of the podcast. I download it. I just can't because I'm actually doing the talking.
Right.
But don't let me forget. That sounds fun. That's probably a co-op game too. Pac-Man Championship. Okay, so now we've got, let's see, coming soon, May 7th. So this will be, if you guys are listening, it is out through the 13th. It's called Death Coming. That's a PC game on Epic Game Store. And then the game that, I think this is the one you were just talking about, Clint, Crucible, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a free game.
Yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it when you were saying that.
Free to play when I said it?
No, I must have missed that. Oh no, you did mention that I'd probably bring it up in free to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
This comes out May 20th. I don't know if you gave the exact day. You said the end of the month. May 20th, and there is no end date. So I guess it's just going to always be a free to play game, almost like Fortnite. So that's an interesting strategy they're taking on that game, especially being their first big game.
Mm-hmm.
So we will definitely be checking that out. That's going to be a free to download. You download it on Amazon. Okay. So that's interesting. I wonder if you'll have to launch it through Amazon or how that's going to play out. Obviously, that's on PC is what we're talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got your you get your EA access or your Origin access. That's got Medal of Honor until April 23rd. You'll have it's already past April. To be determined. That's the start date. So it's still right now, probably for towards the end of the month, I bet.
Okay.
So you got Medal of Honor, Airborne, and then you've got Warhammer. We've actually talked about getting Warhammer before, so we may want to get that too. That's on PC. You have to have Origin or EA access to access those two. So if you do, those are your downloads. Yeah. Yep. Those
Okay.
are this month's downloads.
And I want to specify.
Oh, you don't have to have the Origin app. This is a Origin Access, which is their monthly deal, just like Game Pass or something. Yep.
It's like the pay. I wanted to specify on that Pac-Man Championships edition. It's edition number 2, and that's the one that's free. If you try to get Championship Edition, DX Plus, or any of the other editions, that actually costs money. So it's going to be the edition 2.
Edition 2, yeah, and it's the same for all of them. PS4, Xbox One, it's all edition 2.
Yeah, Steam has all of them on there. I don't know if the other consoles do, but I wanted to specify in case they go and check it out and they're like, he lied. No, he technically did.
Did I just not say 2?
Yeah, I think so.
I got you. Okay, so then we've got the Humble Choice, including the Humble Trove, which is another subscription service. If you've got it, you know what I'm talking about. This is for you. You got Heave Ho. That's a puzzle platform game, 76 rating on Metacritic, and that's good till June 4th. Then you've got Horus. That's an adventure game. That's good till June 4th. You've also got Jurassic World Evolution, which I haven't heard too much good things about that game. But if you're a Jurassic Park guy or you have some kids, it's probably a good game. That's strategy management game, and that's free till June 4th. Okay. Let's see here. I'm skipping some just so you all know. If you're new to the show, we don't read every one that has a really low rating, and we don't read every one that has a non-rated label on it. So we're trying to pick out the ones that are obviously probably worth checking out, if that makes sense. Or else the list would just go on forever. So you've got XCOM 2. This is also for the Humble Choice deal. You've got XCOM 2. That's a strategy game from 2016. It's good till June 4th. Then you've got When Ski Lifts Go Wrong. That sounds funny. That's action. That's an action puzzle game. It's an 80 rating. That XCOM 2 is an 88, which is a really high rating for Metacritic. So if you're into strategy games, you might want to check that XCOM 2 game out. Then we've got PlayStation Now. Okay. PlayStation Now. You've got The Evil Within. No, you don't. Yeah, you do. Okay. I keep seeing that May 5th, and I think, dang, did I read the wrong one again? May 5th is the start date. So that one's starting now, to be determined. So you got The Evil Within 2. Don't want to miss the 2 on the end of that. Thanks, Clint. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. That one's free right now for PS4. You've got The Golf Club 2019 for PS4. This is not to be confused with the 2K 2021 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Right.
Then you got Just Cause 4 is free right now. Marvel's Spider-Man. We already know about that because Hunter mentioned it. He's on it. He loves that game. And if you haven't played it, that's a pretty good free one for you. It's on your list. Control, that one's been on there for a little while, but it is going off in a couple months. If you haven't played it, that's a really good rated game, action adventure game, kind of use the force and whatnot. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. If you don't know what Tomb Raider is, you've been living under a rock. That's an action adventure game. That's all for PlayStation Now. Any of those jump out to you, Clint? None of those seem like super big. Wow, that I'm impressed that that's free games. You know what I mean?
Maybe the Tomb Raider game just to catch up on Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, nothing crazy.
Okay, and then you've got the PlayStation Plus is, let's see.
So this is our monthly subscription.
Yeah, and this is
just to the PlayStation Internet.
Yeah, and it actually looks the same almost as it was last month, unless this was on a different list. Because I remember talking about Cities Skyline. I remember talking about that one. It's like Sim Cities, except for this one says it just released May 5th for free. But I know it was on a different list last month for free, for sure.
For a different platform,
maybe PC or something. Yeah, maybe a different platform. That's City Skyline. It's a good sim game if you're into Sims. It's got a real good rating. A lot of people like that game a lot. Stadia, probably prepare to be disappointed. Let's see. They have not impressed yet. Okay, so we've got SteamWorld Heist.
Okay.
We don't have a rating on that one. I've actually heard that one's decent. The Turning Test. That's a puzzle game that I have no clue what it is. And then we've got PUBG. So,
wow. That's pretty bad, Stadia.
Yeah, it
It's
sucks. I
pretty
mean,
bad.
it's horrible, to be honest. Every time I
mean,
read the
in
Stadia
what-
list, it's like, wow.
Yeah. It's like the one game you're doing, PUBG, has been free on everything else.
Right. I would be
So-
really pissed if you had to sign up for like on Shadow, I sign up for a year
Mhm.
so I can get a better rate.
Paid that
I
whole
would
year
be
of Stadia.
Oh my gosh, if I did that with Stadia, I'd be pissed.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
not looking good for them.
Now you got Twitch Prime, which I think Clint always reminds me, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Twitch Prime, or am I
they're linked.
confused?
You link the two. So if you have
Yes.
the Twitch account, link it to your Amazon Prime, and you get the Twitch deals.
A lot of people don't
Prime.
know that, guys. I've got it, and I always forget to do it too.
Mhm.
Okay, so here you've got, I'm going to butcher this thing, Avicii, Avicii, and Vector.
I can't help you with that one.
Okay.
That's a hard one.
I've never even seen this category on a game. That's why I'm reading it. Okay. Avicii and Vector. It's a rhythm game.
Okay. So
I'm guessing that means like,
so
Beats,
kinda like Guitar Hero,
Beat Saber. Yeah, something
Beat
like that. That's what I'm
Saber,
guessing.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got a 79 rating. I'm going to click into it and give you guys some more details because I'm intrigued. So it says soar through vocal melodies, sweep each fade, and attack every beat in 25 of, I'm butchering this, Avicii's biggest hits. People are going to be like, bro, that's obviously Avicii or something. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Avicii.
Yeah, Avicii. In my mind, Avi, I see like some Russian guy, like Nico, I'm your cousin. That's what I see when I read that. So I don't know.
And I love guys how Ryan reads it out loud, like I'm gonna come save him. He keeps looking at the camera.
Yeah, I'm hoping Clint saves me, but he's as bad as me.
No.
Okay. In this enthralling futuristic rhythm action experience, Avicii and Vector.
There you go.
It's obviously a rhythm game.
Obviously.
You caught that. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you've got, let's see here, nothing, just horrible for Twitch Prime. It's about as bad as what's it called usually. So you got The Little Acre. Nobody cares about that. Okay.
Wait. Now that sounds like a good, like, if you don't have Animal Crossing, right? That's what it sounds like.
It's action adventure game. I don't know. Then you got
no.
you got Pankapoo, not to be confused with Pikachu.
Okay.
And then the highest rated game, other than Avicii and Vector, right, is Snake Pass. So clearly they need to step it up over there at Twitch. They're like, well, it's pretty much free because you're paying for Amazon. So we don't really.
I was about to say, it's a good thing it's linked to Amazon.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel when I log into. What is it? It might be. No, it's not Amazon. It's something like that. But I log in to look at like the shows and stuff that they have, and if you don't have the full like premium thing, anyway, long story short, like all the stuff you get with it's like always like old like 70s.
That is Amazon, because Tiff kept saying, "Oh, with Amazon Prime you get Amazon TV." I never knew, and I said, "Yeah, you need to set that up." And she finally did, and she was like, "It's nothing on there. It's just junk on there all this time."
Like every once in a while there might be a little something there, but not
right. And it's like, come on, go ahead and just jump on that.
Hulu and my Netflix.
Yeah, the Hulu bundle. That's what we got. Hulu and what do you call it? Disney. I've enjoyed that. Haven't regretted that one at all. That was a good buy. We are not sponsored by Hulu yet, guys. I always use the word yet because I'm hopeful in all circumstances.
Although I don't think Disney would sponsor us. We kind of get out there. I don't know if Disney would.
Please. Have you seen John Carter?
I don't even know who John Carter is.
Exactly. It's a Disney movie about alien teleportation, and it's got like some underground, freaking vibes to it, and there's blue blood and red blood. I mean, come on. They kill unhatched babies because they're not strong enough. Yeah. That's Disney. So I think they can handle it.
Does John Carter only have one parent? That's usually the Disney trope. Usually, if you're a Disney character, usually you want your mom or dad got killed before you could know them, or right in front of you, one of the two. It's either
John
before
Carter,
you knew them or right in front of you.
John Carter, I don't think has either parent, and he lost his wife and daughter. So he's a tragic wreck.
They stepped
Yeah.
it up. Modern day
Yeah.
Disney. Okay.
Have you really never ever watched John Carter?
No, I'll have to check it out now.
Am I saying it wrong, guys? Someone's gonna punch me right in the throat just if I'm saying it wrong. I just watched the movie just the other day. I've watched it a bunch of times when it came out.
Is it
It's
a
John
cartoon
Carter.
or is it a live
No.
action?
No, it's live action. Early
Oh.
live action. It's been
That's
out for like
different.
maybe 7-8 years.
I bet my wife watched it. I'll have to ask
Yeah,
her.
you'll like it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Guys, if you haven't watched it, watch it. This isn't a movie show.
Of course, they bought
We're
up The
talking-
Simpsons.
we're-
and we know the
We're
Simpsons
talking
are
about our
really
future sponsorship with Disney, and so it matters. Same thing with that. What's the other one with Oprah? Clearly,
good. What other one with Oprah?
religious and spiritual ties. They have no limits over at Disney. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
It's the one.
'cause I probably
It's the
didn't
one.
watch
A
it.
Wrinkle in Time. Wrinkle in Time.
I heard about it. Heard good
Yeah.
things. Never watched it.
Good movie. You should watch it. But you know, if they're doing that, they can do this. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's deeper than this.
Well, I was gonna say they bought The Simpsons. Simpsons is on there, so I guess I'll
Exactly.
be off now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. We're all
I
good.
mean, The Simpsons has Moe try to kill himself every Christmas. So
Right.
talk about
Okay.
suicide.
Next on the Xbox Games with Gold. Okay, guys, come on. We've got Sensible World of Soccer. Okay, that's on the 360. If you're still rocking the 360 like me, if you're still rocking the 360 and playing for live, might want to check your priorities. I don't know. I mean, I don't do the live because I can't even afford the console. So that one's rated 81. Sensible World of Soccer. Okay, then you've got this one's for Xbox One, V Rally 4, and then not determined is Knights of Pen and Paper. Knights of Pen and Paper 2, both of those.
Okay.
That's an RPG game. Okay. It's not rated, so enter at your own risk. Coming up May 16th is Overlord 2 for 360. That's actually a decent little game. I remember that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Warhammer is also on May 16th for Xbox One, which we already mentioned.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Last but not least, and we already talked about it tonight, this would include for PC on most of these, and I'll let you guys know if it does not, but this is the Xbox Game Pass, which in my opinion, as we do this month by month, I'm always most impressed with theirs. I know I'm a little Xbox biased, but as for a subscription plan, seems like you get the better, bigger games. And I know you guys have explained to me, that the PlayStation thing is something different because you're kind of going to archive games, but clearly they mix in some newer games too. So it gives you the vibe
There's
like
two
it's
different
competitive.
subscription models on
Right.
PlayStation.
Yeah, they're built differently. I get it. Yeah. But for me, what I feel like is the one that grabs my attention is almost always Xbox. I haven't even read the list this time, so I might have just stuck the proverbial foot in the mouth. Okay. But we've got a couple coming up on here.
Okay.
One, it's called Streets of Rage 4. Come on. That's a fighting game. It's a good game.
I've not
Okay.
heard of it.
Yes, it's a good game. It's rated 84. It's a 2020 game. Okay. It's brand new.
I've heard of
Streets of
Mortal Kombat.
Rage.
I've not heard of Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage has been out for a while. It's good. You got Streets of Rage 4 for PC and for Xbox One.
There
It's
you
a
go.
2020 fighting game. Get in there and get you some. Okay. Then you got
It's
Gears
really
Tactics.
good. Xbox Power.
It's really good. It's the best. I talked to everybody and they said it. Okay,
I don't know
so
if
then
it's
you've got-
good or not. I just have to tease Ryan because he's the Xbox guy.
Right. Then you were the Xbox guy too. You left me. Gears Tactics. Okay. That's a PC game. I think that's just an add-on for Gears 5. It's a strategy game that birthed out of Gears 5, if I remember right, or right around the same time. I think that's always free, so I hate it when they put those on this list. But
Ooh.
Moving Out, haven't heard of that. That's an action puzzle game from 2020. A lot of new games on this list. That's
Hey,
rated 80 for action puzzle.
Okay. Is that your
What
last
were you
game?
gonna say? No.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, this is Xbox, isn't it?
I don't
There's
want
gonna be a bunch more.
I don't want to sidetrack you.
Yeah, you're good. I know where I'm at. What do you got?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, this is Xbox, so we got a bunch more. Hold your seats. Okay, so I said Moving Out. Then you got Deliver Us the Moon. Okay, that's an adventure game, 2020. Then you've got, I read this one before, and I'm still going to butcher it. Yakuza Kiwami. I think I got that right, actually.
I think you did.
That's an action-adventure game. 2019, Clint's like, I think you did. It sounded right, but you don't even know what word I read, so he's got no clue. Then you've got Gato.
Well, sounds like words I've heard. All right, go ahead.
You got Gato Roboto, right? We all know that song.
Is it Goto
Platform.
Roboto?
Yeah. It's a platform game, 2020.
Is it?
What do you mean?
Is it Gato or Goto? I said
It's
it's
Gato.
Goto. I'm messing with him on the podcast, guys. I told him, is it Goto or Roboto? And he says, yeah.
No, it's a Gato. Hey, it's Gato Roboto, and everybody knows it. Okay? It's spelled Gato, Gato, even though Roboto is Oto. They're playing with me. They didn't trick me. Okay? And then you've got same thing for Xbox One, Gato Roboto, and then you've got The Long Dark. That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
Survival adventure. I should have thought about the name on that game. Bad humor. Okay, Xbox One and on PC. So no matter what you have, if you've got the Xbox Game Pass, you can partake of The Long Dark.
All right.
Then you've got...
and that's free for The Long Dark. There you go.
Yeah, it's a free Long Dark. Yep. Then you've got... Well, it's not a Long Dark. It's The Long Dark. I didn't mean to be.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
It's a very ominous title.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you got... you've probably heard of this one. It's a puzzle adventure game. Machinarium. It's definitely machine.
No.
ARIUM. Machinarium.
I'd have to see it.
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, that one's a puzzle adventure game. You got Alien Isolation. That's an action.
One.
Yep. I'm telling you, we're talking about Xbox. Calm down over there, Clinton. Buckle up.
I need to go get the Game Pass so we can do Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation. You wish it was on PC, and it is.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Parsec. We haven't even played that one.
$1 Alien Isolation. Ooh.
Yeah, hey, it actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
We could Parsec that thing.
Yeah.
We just got to beat Resident Evil 2 first. People that are listening to the podcast are like, oh my gosh, you guys have not beat Resident Evil 2 yet? No, we haven't. We just learned about Parsec, and I had Christmas season, and if you listen to the podcast, you know it. Get over it. Okay? We got Football Manager 2020. That's for PC. Then you've got Journey to the Savage Planet. That's a name to remember. That's a 2020 game also, action
Journey
adventure.
To the Savage what?
Planet.
Yes. Where the Long Dark stays.
Mm-hmm. The land of the Long Dark.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Epic edition. Stranger Things 3, the game. Didn't even know that existed.
Yeah,
That's
did.
free.
We talked about it.
Oh, I forgot then.
It's the Pixel. It's the one that looks like old school Nintendo.
That's right. Right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Platformer. Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Action Adventure 2019. Okay, then you've got... People are going to be mad at me on this one because it's a super high-rated game. It's a 2018 game. I think it's Nier. Could be Nier. Nier. Okay, Nier. Automata. Become as Gods edition. Okay, this is the Nier or Nier. Automata. Become as Gods edition. Clearly, we can't play every game that comes out, guys. This is an action RPG, 2018. It's a 90. You very rarely see a 90, so I know that's probably a good game. If you're into that category, you guys got to remember, not everything with an 80 or 90 is a good game. But if you are an RPG guy and it's a 90 in RPG for Metacritic, it's worth checking out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, you've still got Overcooked because it's just free forever. Overcooked 2. And then we got a couple that are coming. Okay. Coming free. Dun, dun, dun. This makes it so good and so worth it. You should get it just for this, guys. DayZ. Free for Xbox One.
That
It's
is
rated
not going to
50.
be on PC.
It's rated 56 on Metacritic. Just ignore that.
Get you a group of friends and go in, take your clothes off, and run.
Listen, guys, you've heard us talk about DayZ before. If you're comparing it with your normal games, just your regular full-fledged finished games, it is a 56.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad rating. If you're comparing it to the experiences you'll have on that game that are unique compared to any other game you've played, it is not a 56. We've had some of our most memorable gaming moments out of the 18 or 17 years I've known Clint, and I could tell you some of my top moments are from DayZ.
Yep,
easy.
Now
and
we have to specify this game is an all or nothing. You go in, you can spend days collecting materials and resources and surviving, and lose it all in one shot.
Fail swoop. Second. Yep. Back in the day, it was worse because there's no persistence. So you couldn't hide half of your stuff, go to battle, and then come back, and then your stuff's there. Used to, you just died, and that's it. Yep. They looted you,
over.
And it's over. Yeah,
so
there's
if you don't like that, or you're not you don't have patience, this isn't the game for you. This is a game that you have to constantly be focusing around every corner, take it slow. You could be running for a long while, but it's got an element to it that's hard to capture in other games, and it's that human element of trusting a stranger.
It's not hard to capture. It doesn't exist. That's what makes the game unique. That's what makes it where me and Clint can't be done with it. We get mad at it. We hate it sometimes. We love it sometimes.
For months and come
we
back.
cannot be done with DayZ because there is, in our experience, no other game that captures that true apocalypse human element, right? It's not a great apocalypse game for the video game for sake, but the human element and the realism of who the freak can I trust is not there in any other game I've played.
It's the Walking Dead script played out in real life in a way.
Yeah. Yep.
You get these people that are like Negan or like the governor who don't care about you.
Oh, I just had a brilliant idea for a server. DayZ guys that are out there, and maybe we'll reach out to some of the guys on the DayZ, what do you call it, Facebook group that we're part of. Someone needs to start a server that's role play, right? But it's directed role play, meaning there's a director. You don't just, like most of the role play servers, you got to kind of pick a character, stay in character. If you break character, they're going to tell you, hey, you need to be in character. There's safe zones and blah, blah, blah. And all that's fine, the safe zones and stuff like that. What I'm talking about is if the script, the play out for who's going to deceive who, right? Because in a regular role play, you can't just go, look, we're going to meet this group of people and then we're going to just kill them and take all their stuff. No, you can't just do that because this is not a shoot on sight kind of game, right? But if it was scripted by the host and he said, look, this group of people that have come in, I've given them these characters. This character's a shiesty backstabber. This character's this character's that. He's permitted to do these kind of things, but nobody else knows that you're permitted to do those kind of things. Yeah. That would be a real element like that. That would be fun.
I think some would be like safe zones, like this area you can't shoot, but other areas you can, that kind of stuff.
Right. But I mean, even in those, they're it's more like they have a shoot zone most of the time in the role play ones, rather than a safe zone. There's like a few areas there for fighting.
Yeah.
Right. But it would be sweet if it was everywhere, as long as it's within the confines of your character. Right. So you could play it out and you never know, like you still don't know you're safe, but everybody's got to stay in role play. That would be fun.
Scary. Yeah. That'd almost be scarier.
Oh yeah, it would be. It would step it up a whole nother level.
You'd have people that would play along with you, whereas in the current version, they either play along with you and you think you can trust them pretty much,
right?
Or they're going to shoot you on sight,
right?
Usually, you kind of know which situation you're headed into.
Okay, guys, we got let's see, just a couple more. Red Dead Redemption 2, Xbox One, and so we are seeing quite a few of these games that are on Xbox One. And this is coming soon, which means it's going to be there for you guys because it's May 7th. So you're listening on the 8th or after, you're good to go. This one is not on PC. So there are quite a few of these games that aren't free on PC. They're free on Xbox One. I think they need to go ahead and make that shift. If you're paying for the deal, let's make them free. If they're a game that's on there, right? Like DayZ is on PC.
They have issues where you get in with Steam. is Steam going to go along with? Yeah, they can have it free
Boom.
on our platform.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You're right. Because Steam has licensing
And
agreements
they
and
have
stuff
their own
already.
free deals they'll do sometimes. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, Clint, sometimes you surprise me with your business knowledge over there. Okay, you got Minecraft Dungeons. That's coming May 26th. And then you've got Wasteland 3 for PC and Xbox One coming August 28th. So
Boom.
I don't usually announce stuff that early, but
maybe because
they
of
did.
everything going on, they're like, yeah, just let them know. Let them have
Right,
it.
right.
That's
So quite
good.
a few freebies. I wouldn't say there's too many epics. We're talking about out of all those games, probably 6 or 8 games that are like, oh yeah, make sure you download that. I would definitely go check out your little free ones on Epic, right? You've got a couple on there, and then that one that's coming out, Crucible. I would definitely check that out because it's fully free.
Yeah, that's good. I totally forgot what I was going to talk about to you earlier. I didn't write it down. So I should just
I told you you should have just derailed me right then.
Yep. I forget what we were even talking about during that section.
Yep.
At this point. But there you go. That's okay. Thank you for the freebies.
No problem.
Yeah. Well, it was a good show. It was a different show without Hunter around. Of course, we always seem to talk about the sports games when Hunter's not here.
When Hunter's not here, it does happen a lot.
It seems like
He's
sports news pops up whenever Hunter's not going to be on the episode.
That's funny.
Yep. That is funny. But Ryan, before we sign out, before we take this podcast off the air for the night, what do you got going on in your world?
Oh, I was going to plug one thing outside of the Delirious Dads, but I still think it's within the Delirious Dads. My daughter, who's 6 years old, guys, about to be 7, has been recording videos since she was 3. And when I say recording videos, I mean recording videos and talking to the camera as if she had a YouTube channel, even though she did not. And I told her, hey, we'll record and we'll have fun with this and we can imagine. And she still liked it. But she's asked me to do a YouTube channel for like 3 years. Of course, she was 3, so I didn't want to do a YouTube channel. I thought that it would blow over and she would forget about that and fall in love with something else. But here we are. She's 6, almost 7, and still is just in love with doing videos, projects, and playing and all kinds of stuff. When we go fishing, she wants to video and talk to her fans that are imaginary at this point, and have been imaginary for 3 years, but she still loves it. So that kind of dedication out of a 6-year-old, I gave her the thumbs up. And about, 5 weeks ago, we started her YouTube channel. It's called Fun with Rory. Pretty easy to remember. Look it up. She's got fishing videos, cooking videos, science project videos. And if you got kids, because you listen to our show as a dad or a mom, have them check it out on YouTube. Give her a like, subscribe. It's all clean stuff. And it's a mix of learning and adventure kind of mixed in there. She's got like 5 episodes or something right now.
What would you say the target audience is for those of us who do have the kiddos that want to watch?
Age-wise? Yeah, age-wise, I would say probably from 3 to, 10.
Yeah,
she's got a lot of friends that are 10 or so. She's pretty well-spoken for a 6-year-old, you know what I mean? And some of her more up-to-date videos, she's pretty thoughtful about the stuff she does. And so some of her friends that are like 9 or 10 really enjoy her videos still. Okay. So I think around that age, she's probably still good.
Cool. And they can find her at Fun with Rory.
Yep.
You don't have a website or anything set up on that, right? It's just
just YouTube. Yep. Okay. No Facebook page or anything. She's too young for all that stuff.
Gotcha. That's awesome, and that just shows some of the things you can do with your kiddos. Even if you don't want to put it out there, Ryan, of course, I'm sure talked to his wife, and they were like, yeah, we're good with that. Maybe you don't want to put it up for your kid, but you can still do it. It's still fun, and it gives them memories, right? It's
that's what I'm saying. She's had fun for 3 years doing it, never putting it on YouTube.
Yeah,
still loves setting up the camera and filming and going back and watching it, and then she remembers what happened, and it seems like a fresher memory in her head, like she just did it. And yeah, she has a blast, and a lot of kids do.
My 3-year-old, who's about to turn 4 at the end of July, Claire, she has been stealing my headset that I'm wearing right now on the podcast, and I have an old keyboard and an old mouse sitting over there, and she'll take it and thinks she's going to go do some work, play some games, do some podcasts.
Yeah.
And so
Nice.
I've had to tell her not to take my headset. I don't mind her taking the keyboard and the mouse, but it's an expensive headset. Don't be breaking down.
Yeah, you need to give her some
now
old
I gotta
broken
find.
headset or something.
Well, I was about to say I'm gonna find me a cheap pair that maybe still works, and might even end up getting her like a real cheap computer that's bare bones, just for her to maybe play some games on or something.
Right. Yep.
But,
yep.
They notice what's going on. Let's put it that way. So it's pretty cool though to see that creative side come out in them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Ryan. And
no problem.
Probably still have you continue to plug it too, if you're cool with
Okay.
that.
Yeah. I'll remind everybody about it. It's not going to hurt anything. That's for sure.
Yep. And
thanks for joining, guys. Hey, don't forget about Patreon.
Yep.
Don't forget about us. If you want to give us some loving, we say, hey, we love your content. We're on episode 64. We're not stopping anytime soon. We're partnering with these esport guys, and we're growing that community around the esports and around gaming, and just giving you guys something fun to listen to, hopefully, and keeping you up to date on your gaming news and all this stuff. But it does take time and effort and stuff out of our day, and we want to get into it more. We want to actually get into where we're going to gaming events when they open those back up. We're doing reporting, like, live events and different things like that. And really, we can only do it to the extent that we start getting support. So that's not a ploy to make you guys feel bad. That's to say, hey, if you enjoy it and you like the content we share, Patreon, check us out on Patreon at Delirious Dads Gaming. And we got a couple different levels, I think, right, Clint, that they can give on there.
Yep. Yeah. And I think it starts as low as $3. And I think the reason we went with that, I was wanting to make it lower, but with the cut that Patreon does take a cut out of what you're able to get. And so, with that, it was like, I had to bump it up a little bit just so we'd have some wiggle room as far as on our end.
Right. Of course, if people can give one-time gifts too of whatever they want to give.
Yeah.
They don't have to sign up for the monthly thing either. But yeah, so we appreciate that. That keeps us going, keeps us rolling.
Oh yeah.
And
then I also just I wanted to make a quick announcement that next week we're going to have a special guest coming on the show. His name is Jake Brown. He's from Shipper Creations. He does like cosplay type equipment, things like that. He has his own company where he builds
he designs
suits, and it's usually based around video game characters. He's a WoW guy, has played some fantasy things like that, and he's a dad, so he's going to be joining us for Epic Dads, telling us a little bit about himself, as much of his personal life as he wants to tell us. We'll see. And then he's also going to be talking about his company, what he's doing, and kind of his interest in gaming. I think it's going to be good, and we're going to be stepping this up as we go. My goal right now is maybe get one guest a month, and kind of see where we can go from there. But right now, we do have one lined up for this month.
Sounds
for
awesome.
Epic Dads, so that's exciting, and we're looking forward to having him on. And with that said, guys.
Actually, I'm going to say one more thing before Clint tells me to sign off. And that is, because we're looking for guests and we want to have guests on the show. If you know somebody who is involved in the gaming industry, whether they're a esports competitor or they're involved in esports, or maybe they're just a dad who's got a bunch of kids who are involved in gaming, or even if it's not gaming and you're a dad who has a really epic dad story that might rock our world, and you'd like to be a guest on our show, you can contact us at Clinton@DeliriousDadsGaming.com. Right, Clint?
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
You can also email Ryan and Hunter. I got them some emails linked to that, so it'll get to us either way on that. And
but if you want the responsible one to check their email, send it to Clinton. Just joking.
Yeah, Ryan sometimes gets locked out of his accounts.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing with Ryan.
Well, stay delirious.
Wow. You're just going to throw it in there like that?
Just messing with you guys.
I like that. Messing with Clint. That's what he's doing. Anyway, I was just going to make the comment. If it's been over a month and it asks for a sign-in, you're screwed with Ryan.
Yep.
Like when it's a gaming night, he's like, I got to reset the password, guys. And then it does it sends you the email the email code to put in to change the password. And he'll be like, hey, he hadn't sent it yet. And we're like 15 minutes in, finally they send it to him.
Yep.
And we're off to the
It
races.
happens. What's the worst is when I go in to change my passwords and the one I type in for the new one, they say, that was your previous password, pick a new one. And it's like, no, because I know I tried that one before. Yeah, so I don't understand that. Anyways, thanks for joining, guys, and stay delirious.
Stay dadding.
Stay gaming.
This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.